Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to be able to come to you on this broadcast. I am Clyde Yorkshire. Welcome and thank you again to all of my supporters and all of those persons who have helped me fight through the fog and through the fire. I am Clyde Yorkshire. The views that I express are not necessarily the views of Hezekiah. Clyde Yorkshire is a fictional character, a political character, also an author who I use from time to time to express different abstract views about many things that we're dealing with today. Again, I want to thank my Republican friends and colleagues and amazing patriots who have been in the forefront of helping us clean up the mess that we've endured for so many years in Washington. Washington has become a swamp, and the corruption, the fraud, and the waste is overwhelming. They were able to do this by lying to the American people for decades, specifically the Black American community. People like Joy Reid, Van Jones, and Don Lemon, Letitia James, Fonnie Willis, Gail King, and even Whoopi Goldberg have been persons who they used over the years with their influence to discombobulate Black folks and push a racial agenda. Persons like Joy Reid is now the victim of her own demise. I was appalled over the years listening to her rhetoric, her lies, her deceit, and it was amazing because Black people could not see through this for many years, that the liberal left, the Chitlin Circuit, was being taken advantage of, and they were using us to destroy the country and destroy our republic. And basic sense or basic common sense things such as budget, the economy, family, we allowed them, like three card Marley, to move the cards around and make it seem like the biggest issue we have is white men who are destroying your opportunity to get educated. They're the reason why you can't own a Jack in the Box or you can't own a 7-Eleven. It's white men who are the reason why you're not able to move your community forward and clean up these neighborhoods. They won't allow us to keep giving you food stamps and Section 8 and housing projects. When the reality was, the federal government under the liberal left and the Democrats were just really trying to break the Black community down. They were successful using the welfare state. And this is something that I like to talk to Black people about. You need to look it up. You have smartphones, just type in welfare state, Black women, or welfare state, Black community, and you can see how they have deceived us. And they have strengthened the arm of American Christian Black women to push an agenda. We talk budget, they say, hey, Black woman, they caught us stealing $28 billion. But get up there and talk about the white man not letting women vote. Now we have a distorted conversation. We're talking about the fraud and the waste and abuse, sending money overseas to Sesame Street in Iraq, sending money to the Taliban for condoms or whoever, Hamas. And when we got them, they're busted. We can see where they're stealing Social Security. They said, black women, get up there and talk about civil rights. And our sisters have allowed them to use them to take advantage and to blur the lines of reality. The president has launched an investigation into this fraud, abuse, and this waste. He's launched an investigation into our weaponization of the court system and of the FBI and intelligence community. He's clamped down on these emissaries of the deep state who's in the Department of Security and the Department of Education. And these colleges, they're woke breeding grounds like mosquitoes around water to segregate our population and to lie to the American people. Joy Reid is no victim. All she talked about was racism, and she didn't check the stats. Black people was not feeling her. But as long as they have some Christian black women in their back pocket in the black church, the Democrats felt confident in pushing whatever narrative they can because young people are watching basketball. Young people are fucking and drinking and getting high. They have no idea the leadership that we put in control of them through the black church and through the black caucus of the Democrats. We get well educated black people out of these historically black colleges, which is weird to have an historically black college in a 250-year-old country. That can't be historically black. If you're talking about a college over 500 years, like in Africa or Europe or Asia, that's historically black. Okay. A 1,000-year-old, that's historically black. Okay. It makes no sense. Those are reconstructed colleges that they're calling HBCUs. They're reconstructed slave colleges where they're breeding racism, that diversity. Diversity has nothing to do with a person of color. Diversity is a mindset. Diversity is ethics. Diversity is culture. Diversity is um, heritage. That's diverse. Diverse doesn't mean there's too much white people in here. Let's get some black people in here. That's not diversity. You can get a bunch of people to come in from anywhere, and now we're diverse. You've taken advantage of what diversity really should mean. You've taken advantage of lower income people, working people, people of color. And now we're back to tell the story. I have been the black sheep in my family because I have rung the alarm and the bells to our black community, how we were taken advantage of by the liberal left and the stronghold that they have on black American women to push their agenda. Our sisters, again, thought that this would never be revealed. Some of them, many of them have no idea what's going on and what they're involved in. And so now that the facts are in and people can see that the breakdown of the black community has happened through social engineering, the breakdown of the black community has happened through the Democratic Party and the reconstruction of the slaves to remove the fathers and bring in more gangs, remove the fathers and bring in more feminization, remove the fathers and give sole control as the administrators to the mothers, because the mothers are all on our side. We've got the mothers on the Democratic Party. So what are the children going to go into? The Democratic Party. This is all being revealed. This needs also to be investigated. How the Democratic Party used taxpayers' dollars, how they used government institutions to sway black folks on their platform, and then their continuous hiring of Christian, black, gay, or Christian, black, diverse sexuality black people, woke black people, to come in and tell you the problems of black people. And they are not even close to the truth of what black folks are really dealing with. No more than Black Lives Matter was a real organization that was here to really help black folks and the greater America, if any, come to a better understanding of one another. They were here to sift off money and rob the community while pushing a sexual agenda under the guise and cause of civil rights. That's all Black Lives Matter was. Two lesbian black chicks who was funded by the Jewish left-wing liberal lobby to bring some foolishness to the forefront. And their poster child was, what is that? What is that nigga name? George Floyd. What the hell did George Floyd deserve to have that much reaction because he called out for his mother? This is unbelievable. This is preposterous. But this is where we live, and this is the times that we're in. Unbelievable. The liberal left party are scratching their butts trying to figure out how do they keep the black community, because they lost the black males already. Now black women are getting frustrated. They're tired. They're single. They have thyroid problems, obese problems. Their children are waking up and hating them and upset with them, that they're finding out that, mom, you were not a single parent mother. You worked with the federal government on a plan to bring us into the Democratic Party by first removing our fathers under the welfare state. People are finding this out. And many black women, instead of saying, you know what, I want all of the answers, I want to figure out how did this happen, they get defensive, a lot of them, and they say, don't talk like that about us. But if you say this to black men, that we've done wrong, we've been pushing smack and drugs in our community, killing off each other, we take responsibility. We don't hide and keep saying it was the white man. The white man made us do it. It was the Jewish left-wing lobby who made us do it. It was the conservatives who made us do it. No, we tell the truth. We are fucked up. We know why we're like this. But the fact of the matter is, black men will take responsibility for things we're doing wrong, whether it's fathering, parenting, gang, and everything. We take responsibility. But our sisters have found themselves part of the deep state and can't get out, because getting out requires you to tell the truth, be transparent. This is why Washington, D.C. is breaking down. President Trump has released the files on Dr. King, on John F. Kennedy, on the UFOs, on drones. Tell the whole fucking story. Let's look at Area 54. Open the goddamn books up. Let's get to it. Black people all over now are understanding the importance of the Constitution. And we are no longer allowing our black mothers and parents to just push church to us and race, church and race, church and race. Then you get pulled over by a cop, you don't know shit, and you think that he's a racist guy. And I got to say this. I'm sorry. I love white people. I love them to death. You know who's my favorite? I love white women. I love white women. They taught me how to read. White women taught me how to control my emotions. White women taught me how to think, how to be poised. Specifically, Jewish white women, European white women, they encourage me. I will always love white women because of that. And whenever you think this is a joke, just go back and look at Frederick Douglass, Nat Turner. These were revolutionaries who were taught and educated by white women when it was not profitable for us to read. They would have been hung and lynched if they knew that they were teaching little black boys to read. The federal government has worked to dumb down black young boys and push higher education for black women, only so they can put them into their municipal buildings and their court systems and their jobs. They can encourage them to, like Kamala Harris, come down on black men and prosecute them and put them in jail. This is a weaponization of government. This is grounds for a government to be dismantled. This is grounds for a regime change in the United States of America. And that is what is happening. Every day you wake up, there's a regime change taking place in Washington, D.C. This swamp is responsible for the racist hatred from black people against white people. They continue to stoke the flames and burn down our own flag and our own country under the guise of civil rights. Some white man 70 years ago hosed your family down, and they're mean. Well, they didn't tell you that they were Democrats who were doing that. And I don't care about yesterday. I care about today. No disrespect to Moses, Noah, and all these other kind of people. Lazarus. I'm here to talk about today. We need to be educated. We need to love our country again. We need to support our military. We need to support our police officers. We need to support our families and our children. We need to support our American flag and send packages to our military, send prayers to them, send letters to them. Stop being such hatred, black people. This is the white man's army. No, it's your army. This is the white man's law. No, it's our law. This is the white man's court system. No, it's our court system. It's that time, ladies and gentlemen. We can no longer afford to sit around and be hatred. We can no longer sit around and use the black card. Generations of black people are now caught up in the ignorance of yesterday, standing on the corners, hustling because they have no black community to offer them jobs like with Black Wall Street. They have no black people to help them open up DBAs and EIN numbers and donut shops and coffee shops. We're just workers. We're just the underclass. And they teach you to blame white folks when white folks are waiting at the offices to help your black ass. White folks is trying to help your black ass out of the ghetto. They're trying to help you out of your mindset. And these liberal left-wing niggers are just pushing hate, hate, hate. Well, I'm here to tell you, then you must hate me because I love white folks. I love Jewish folks. I will never allow any nigger in this country, no disrespect, I don't care if it's the Nation of Islam or if it's the Senior Black Church, to make me hate my American flag. I will never allow any black person to help make me hate my country or my countrymen. I love blue eyes as much as I love brown eyes. I love white women just as much as I love black women. I love white soldiers just as much as I love black soldiers. I love white police officers. And I want y'all to help me. We are going to bring about a beautiful country, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to stop the division. We're going to stop the reverse racism and hatred, ladies and gentlemen. Help us rise. When the tide rise, we all rise. We have a country to fix. We cannot leave these children any longer to their own fantasies or to the YouTubers to educate them or to the liberal left wing to educate our children. We must come in just like foreigners and clean up our community, educate our young blacks, take control of our own businesses, start owning gas stations, start owning IHOPs, stop owning convenience stores, and put our children to work. Take them downtown and teach them how to start their business, how to get an EIN number, teach them about dietary. Niggas just want to teach you about God and eat soul food, die and go to hell. Those days are over. Looking for financial aid and lower housing and help with your light bill, F that. This is America, Jack. This is the place of beauty, of amazing, of dreams. This is where we died. Look at the flag behind me. There is nothing holding you back but you. You are in your own way. Now, yesterday was vicious. Yesterday was unfair. And the day before that, and the day before that. But nobody made things right by sitting around complaining and talking about race. I know my ancestors did not. They learned the Constitution. My ancestors learned how beautiful this flag was. My ancestors learned how beautiful this country was. And we began to fix our problems, didn't we? We became the governors, didn't we? We became the senators, didn't we? We might have not ascended to the presidency yet. We chose a man of color from Africa to do that. But of course, that's the federal government. That's why they had Kamala Harris. They don't want an actual black American in. But one day we will have a black America or black American president. And I'm assuming on the right. If they don't get it before I get there, I will be that first black president. And no, I'm not worried about anything I've said or anything I've done. What if they come back and play this tapes? Do me that favor so we can go back in the archives even more and tell you about the drugs that you helped to get my father on and my grandfather and buddies and homies and whatever else you call them. We can tell them about the racial profiling, the drugs that were stashed in our community. The federal government never wants to go down that road. So again, I'm not afraid of anything I've said. I was young, dumb, blind, stupid, ignorant, foolish, just like someone going into a courtroom. No idea what the hell they're doing, want to explain themselves. That's not the way this shit works there, pal. You need a lawyer. You need to get some papers filed around here, some motions moving, right? I'm determined. I'm determined. I love this country. Sometimes I look at that flag, I look at those stars and those stripes, and I say, I love this country. I love it. I love it. And I want to make it better. I love this country. When I'm dead, when I die, I want an American flag to go with me wherever I'm going. I want it on my grave, if you will. I want it to be known by my children and my children's children that your father respects the Constitution. I want my kids to know that your father is a Republican. I want my kids to know that your father was not a race baiter. Your father did not use a race card. I want my kids to love this flag and to move forward in this country and to become great, not complaining, not doing reverse racism, not being a Joy Reid, not being a Don Lemon. I want my children to love white people. I want white people to love my children. I hate the division. I hate the narrative that they want us to have, hating our country. This is disgusting. This is no way to bring in the next generation. This is no way to make America great again. Now, people say making America great again means making it white again. Making America again means making it racist again. No, that's not true. Making America great again means getting the fluoride out of our water. That's what making America great again. I love you. We'll be back. Making America great again means making sure that Americans can own the businesses here. Making America great again means that we are going to make our children intelligent again. Making America great again is getting all of these check cashing places out of our community. Thank you.